It's Liquid versus mousesports now to round out our second day here at IEM Chicago. Two of the greatest in Counter-Strike are about to duke it out, and to find out who is the very best, before we jump into the game, is going to be our analyst. We have to introduce them one more time. I'm your host, Machine. We do have Sponge and Pimp alongside me to guide me through our IEM's first adventure here in the Midwest. First questions then, Chad, is going to have to be just outlining what mousesports' chances are, because they're going up against a Team Liquid who I think are undoubtedly going to be the favorites.
Relatively good. Last time these guys went toe-to-toe was actually just at ESL1 New York, where mousesports won the best-of-5 grand final. Now, have to note, there was a bit of a difference in roster. Snacks was playing. Yeah. But Snacks was booted off the roster after they won the tournament. So I don't know what that tells you, but if we recap, if we go back to Mykonos last year, Alex.
When Sticko was in the team.
Yes, that was when mousesports actually lifted the trophy over Liquid there, and both teams, we could see they were on an ascension. They were definitely taking steps in the right direction. In this year alone, 2018, we have had them play in they've played in 5 different series against each other, the best of 3s or best of 5. So the ESL1 New York Grand Final that we talked about, they played twice at Star Series Season 4 after that event Sticko got removed. Then we also had them playing in Belo Horizonte, where nothing was actually standing in because Oscar couldn't go to the event, and then during the ESL Pro League Season 7 finals. So they've played against each other a lot, even with different rosters.
Plenty for LMBT, the coach of mousesports, to be looking over in terms of preparation. But Jacob, I mean, I do think we have to quickly recap the fact that Sticko is back in this roster, and you seem to receive that news with positivity.
Yeah, I definitely do. I think he's a very viable player for the team. I think the whole interview with Sonny coming out and saying that we need a guy to communicate for some of the guys who are not good at communicating is a showcase how important a player like Stu can be for the team. Yeah. That said as well, he went, 2 or 3 months to Cloud9, you know, getting that experience from playing abroad his own region, and I think that's a great maturing way for him. So I think he come back as a stronger player, and I think mousesports, you know, really got a feel for how much they need him in the constellation of this team. Let's not forget the reason for them booting him was the fact that they were not satisfied with being a top 4 team in the world, which is quite high expectations. So I think managing your own expectations a little bit here and just be happy that you are a top 4 team who can win tournaments from time to time is more than enough for a mousesports lineup who haven't been up there since forever.
Yeah, consistency is what they can manufacture, and actually the vetoes too, as you can see, LMBT, speak of the devil, around the newest edition. It feels weird to say it. Sticko, of course.
Yeah, that's a strange one there, isn't it? He shouldn't be out there for the veto. It should be Christian. Anyway, we should be seeing the maps of Liquid removing Train and mousesports removing Overpass if they're going to stick to their vetoes. If there's no spanners thrown in the works, there's mousesports on the Overpass ban, and it should be quickly followed by Liquid removing Train unless they've been practicing it in a little bit of their downtime. Well, that's the standard bans. Now the picks is where it gets interesting. I think we can just go into these teams picking to strengths, which are strengths for one another. Mousesports always lean towards a Mirage, which they've gone for right here. It's the same as like a FaZe Clan. Now the door's open for Liquid, who they could either pick into one of their strengths, I was going to say like Nuke, which they beat them on quite easily, or Inferno is a weak point for mousesports, and that's what they've gone for here. Yeah.
Exploiting their opponent's weaknesses, and then when it's down 2-3, Dust2 and Cash were removed, and they get, you know, some would say the package deal. They get Nuke as well.
I think that's a perfect veto for Liquid in this scenario. I think all 3 maps can potentially go their way, which means we're not going to see Nuke. And even if we are, I think Liquid are the stronger team on Nuke in general. So the big problem for mousesports in this veto process is they not feeling confident or don't play Overpass, and that's where you want to punish Liquid. If you're Astralis, for example, if you're MIBR going up against a veto against Liquid, you probably pick Overpass because that is one of the weak links of the Team Liquid lineup. But mousesports don't have that ability, and that's going to be a big problem for them moving into this series.
Any surprise that mousesports chose to remove Dust2 there, Chad?
Not really. I think that map is still very up and down. You know, Nuke is a map where they're both very well versed, and if you've done better prep, then, you know, it's not going to be a snowballing map. Both these teams have so much individual skill, right? You look at these lineups on paper, they're both completely stacked. I think all 5 members on both rosters can pack a punch, and even with Sticko, like you mentioned, going to Cloud9, he had to play more of a star role, which meant he had to do a little bit more when he was back in Hellraisers. Yeah. But a note is, since he's rejoined the roster, they played 27 maps, all of them basically being online. There was only the one they played offline yesterday, and they've only won 12, they've lost 15. So, since he's rejoined, it hasn't been fantastic, but the realms of online Counter-Strike, you're playing against the best teams week in, week out, you know, it's going to be very up and down, a bit more sporadic.
Yeah. But what I do want to focus on is some of the strengths of this Team Liquid roster, because this North American team have truly been a big part of putting North America in a consistent spot at the top. We talked about it. We actually had the players themselves, Jacob, talking about it, that, you know, North America is has proved themselves as not a meme region for quite a few years now.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of new star players, emerging into the scene, one of them being Twist, obviously, and I think that's the biggest win condition for Liquid in this one and in the tournament in general. If they want to go all the way to the final, if they want to go and have a chance of winning this final, Twist needs to be consistently performing to the level we know he can. He's been playing hearts out this year. He's definitely grown in as a player, but he's still a little bit inconsistent from time to time. He has those tournaments where he's not really showing up to the star level he can. Good thing for him is you have Elise, you have Neff, you have so many other strings to play off, and that's where Liquid gets really, really scary, because all those three players could potentially be the best for the team.
One of the downsides, I suppose, when you go up against a team like mousesports is you don't have a star AWPer, right? Liquid, they have Nitro doing it more out of necessity. He uses it more as a utility, and then Twist, Naf, they can pick it up from time to time. We've seen Taco in the past also use it, on maps like Cobble when he was still part of SK. You flip over, you look at mousesports, Oscar and Chris J are a very potent double AWP duo. Maybe one of the best, definitely within the top 3 in the world, I would say, double AWP duos we have in the scene right now.
Yeah, and there's no argument there. And you wrap into that, you've got the likes of Rops, a player who, of course, besotted many of us over at the Major when we learn more and more about his climb and rise to this spot and to this position in Counter-Strike so quickly. Such a fantastic rise from him at such a young age as well. Brolin and Rops probably both part of that conversation of
lots of names now.
Spectacular up-and-comers. In fact, you're right. Yeah, more and more. Every tournament, there's new names for the list. But the double AWPs, how effective can they be when you look at that veto process?
Yeah.
Mirage, sure.
So mousesports need different skill sets to show up over the course of this series for them to actually be able to take it.
Okay,
right? On Mirage, the two AWPs can do a lot of damage, but once you move to Inferno, they completely drop off the radar, right? It's very difficult to be a good T-sided AWP. A CT side, sure, but we know how heavily economy-based that is. Whereas then, once you move to an Inferno, you need your Rops, you need your Stikos, you need your Sunnies, your Riflers to lock down bomb sites to find those opening kills and go from there. Whereas for Liquid, they just have that absolute slobber knocker, star-studded trio of Elise, Twist, and Naf who can step up, and you're going to be expecting them to do that time and time again. When Taco shows up, when Nitro puts, down a big round, that's all good, because that trio is still going to be, they're constantly contributing.
It's absolutely terrifying. You've got 3 of North America's best charging at you, and 1 click, 1 kill. That's how it could shape up. mousesports looking to change things up, though. Our last best of 3 of our second day. It's about to kick off here at IEM Chicago. Titans of Counter-Strike, Mouse and Liquid, and 2 Titans of the casting desk. It's Henry G and Sadakis to guide you through.
Yes, absolutely, Alex. We are here. We've got Team Liquid and mousesports. It is going to be Mirage and another best of 3, the final one to round up the evening here. We're going to have Team Liquid starting on the CT side and mousesports on the T side. We'll have Robs with the PG-50. They've got 4 sets of armor in total, 1 smoke. It looks like we'll be heading towards the A bomb side as well. Smoke will be set up for the connector or jungle position. We'll see which way that transpires. And for now, the CTs only have 1 player on the A side. That's going to be Twists.
Chris back over toward A with Rops at Palace. And there's not much activity inside of the A site. As you say, it's really just Twist to try and spot this out for Team Liquid. Bit of a battle for Liquid to go against. Remember, Mirage, they love to go to it, but it's caused problems for them. Taco has Oscar. That's the start for it. The Brazilian on Liquid to start things off. But again, with no activity on A, with no forward stance and the intention to play retake, it's quite an easy bomb plant. So Sticko holds toward connector. All 5 still up for Liquid, but no kits either. Keep that in mind. Taco's elected to go for a smoke rather than the kit. This could be a problem for them, and how soon do they rectify that and identify that they're going to have a problem? Nitro finds one on Sunny. Sticko's able to take back Taco, but when do they call for anything else? Try and get it in for the trade. Sticko, hey, surely should have gone down. Naf absolutely needed to hit that. It's all on to Twist. Not looking likely, unfortunately, with the time as it is, so that fell apart. If they're going to play a retake, you'd think they'd have a kit.
You'd think so. That's the round confirmed. mousesports will pick it up. Twist can do nothing. The player originally given the task to defend is the last one alive. He'll get 1 kill, but that's it. Bomb planted relatively quickly in the 5 and 4, but mousesports way too established on the A site. Looked very, very comfortable when the retake was finally presented. It will be Team Liquid with the full eco here, I'd imagine. We'll see whether they're going to invest anything into it. As he twists as much as the P250. This is where Sticko staying alive, managing to find that key headshot towards Nitro. So 2 AKs here, 3 SMGs, 2 of which are Mac 10s, an MP7 for Chris J, not using that MP5. And it is pretty much fully covered CT. So we normally expect 1 or 2 kills here. mousesports aren't the best in the anti-ecos. Sometimes can be a little bit overzealous at times, and has the first kill going in favor of Liquid. I'm still certain mousesports will win the round, but they need to make sure they keep the majority of their players alive here.
Absolutely. And then this is what we talked about. I keep harping on about it, but if you don't, you really are on the back foot when you get to the first gun round now in the meta. So Nitro I almost called him Nitro for whatever reason. Nitro, with the P250, is the only one that's invested anything on the CT side. Game leader, Nitro. Sports will regroup, take the bomb back over toward A. Rop's the only one that's immediately in that position as of now. See if he can open up the site with his MAC-10 while the others rotate in his direction. Flash goes high in the sky. Rops walks in. Steady as she goes, really. Not a whole lot of reason to overextend on this, but as you say, despite having the weapons, you just don't want to give anything away either.
Yeah, you might as well use all the utility here. Make sure that everyone stays alive. I know Sunny's very low, so he'll be just holding up. And Chris J should pick up this frag, no problem. That's going to be Taco dropped. Round over pretty much at this point, but will there be another kill? Not quite. Sticko down to 21 HP. It looks like this should be 4 players surviving this one. I don't see a world where Naf finds much more than a kill, but that might be a far stretch at this point. He's in the 4 versus 1. So headshots found towards Sunny and Sticko, but no frag picked up. But Liquid still will be able to buy next round. Won't be the best buy. It's a mixture of M4s, maybe a FAMAS or 2 with some utility. But the fact Mouse will keep 4 players alive, they will probably bring another set piece to the table in the next round. You've got those SMGs up, the MAC-10 and the MP7. You want to send those in first, do something quite quick here. You don't really want to do a default and challenge the rifles too much. You just want to get stuck in together. As we enter round number 3, there's the Org for Elige, another player that's been practicing that weapon, trying to make it his main. Doing a great job so far. As you can see, no kits, no incendiaries. So sure, you can buy in this round, but it's much more beneficial to be on the T side in this situation. It's still very limited on the CT forces, so we'll see what kind of approach mousesports will bring to the table here. Oscar actually has the AWP, looking for that crossover towards the steps. Nothing there to pick up. Elige dropping himself a little one-way smoke so he can probe for a bit of information. Oscar misses the initial encounter there. Nitro lucky to be alive, to be honest, as he drops the smoke.
Rop's trying to work his way out, still with the AK-47. No damage exchanged. Elige electing to go for the AUG. I had heard rumors that he had been working on this weapon for a while. So we'll see if it's like Kerrigan, who spent the last 10 days deathmatching with only the AUG and the Krieg. I might give it a go. New and exciting. Take me back to my COD days.
Yeah. A lot of players have been saying it just feels a bit too much like COD at the moment.
I ran iron sights only. That were the rules in COD 4, so.
Yeah. Well, CT's looking to be a little bit more assertive here. You can see them pushing the A round, but Chris J, oh my goodness, he gets 2. Brilliant stuff by him. Elige will answer back with 1. That's robbed from the Palace area. Tried to get out by himself, maybe a little bit too audacious at that point, but still a firm advantage here for the T side. You can see just 1 smoke remaining. Remember, no kits as well. And we still have 40 seconds as the A split is looking likely here. We've got Sticko and Sunny have already got towards the jungle. Smoke's down to cover their position from the site. Got to be probing towards the vent and window position. That's Sunny. I'm just not sure there's a way the CDs even hold this one off unless Naf finds multiple kills here. This should be a mousesports round.
Should be. Oh, goodness me, Naf. Get out of the flames. Get out of the flames! Oh, I didn't realize it. He got there. Free rite of passage. Nobody even contests the fact that he gets to Shadow, and he doesn't see the bomb planter. He could have made this round very interesting. Unfortunately, it's all on Taco, and Taco's at B. That's a burrito, and a burrito and a Dorito equals the round to mousesports.
Exactly. Taco will hold up at the back of the B site. And he'll be Molotov out of position, so his days really are numbered here. Jumps down, and presumably Sunny will take care of business any second at this point. Taco tagged up. Does bring 1 back in his favor, so might be able to survive here. This was the force from Liquid. They had the rifles, but not a whole lot else. As we saw, they really struggled to hold off and tried to push towards that A ramp. That nade might do it. Absolutely does. Sticko, in the nick of time, takes down the final player there. Great stuff. And this is Chris J waiting for frags. No flash over the top, just clean kills. And remember, I think 3 players that didn't have helmets there. So you saw how effective that MP7 was at close range. 3-0 and an eco required for Team Liquid here. Are we considering Team Liquid to be the favorites here, considering what happened in New York?
Absolutely. No question. They are. And the major, for that matter. You think, considering what happened, you mean not winning New York?
Yes.
The fact that they, I mean, look, mousesports is an incredible team. They certainly have their number. I think this is a bit of a nemesis, a bit of a, I won't call it a nemesis yet, but a bit of a rival. So you're right, maybe New York is the one stipulation, but I think on paper you still have to favor Liquid.
Yeah, I think that's fair. mousesports with the idyllic start, though. They're looking for the 4-0 here, but Liquid have been known to win these sort of rounds, as Nitro does find the first. But Oscar, he looks like he's sharp today, not missing much whatsoever. That will be a 4-0, pretty much confirmed at this point. Twists and Taco will have a real tall task ahead of them. One smoke, couple of deagles, no armor, as the bomb still down towards top of middle. I'm actually really liking mousesports' approach towards these anti-eco situations, not really giving much way at all, as they still hold up with a minute to go here. Not really much to do, just going to allow Sunny to just feel out the B bomb site, see if there's any presence there whatsoever. And it's going to be Robs who finds both players in the A side. That's not bad at all. Gets himself a deagle, and he'll continue to have the Mac 10. He's going to have a lot of money built up. You see Chris J with $10,000 as well. Same story, I think, for Sticko. Here's Oscar. Pretty simple by his standards, to be honest, but still impactful kills, and Robs farms $1,200 from the Palace right at the end of it.
Twice that SMGs have gotten 2 quick kills, this time against pistols, but last time it was Chris J on the ledge outside of A main that took down 2 rifled players. That was a defining moment. Spoiler alert.
Oof, the double orb setup. The analyst pointed out the mousesports have the advantage in that regard. Oh my goodness, Robs, he'll open things up in an emphatic style here. It is still back and forth though, but Liege is the last line of defense, and Robs will take him as well. Quick round so far. Now it's up to the AWP of NAF to try and pull this back in their favor, but Taco held off from jungle by the Molotov. Is going to allow the plant, and once again, they have no kits here. This could be 5-0. Robs single-handedly decimates the A bomb site there, coming out the Palace quickly, and why not? It's changing the pace up, hasn't tried that before, and Naf, he looks away at the wrong possible time there, but still gets away with it. Trying to hold on to the AWP. Lost bonus will be a maximum after this, so saving the orb is always beneficial. Interesting position here. You can hear Robs coming. That's a guaranteed kill pretty much. Takes him down. And looks like Naf5 will survive no problem. They're all going to get $3,400. Not sure they'll buy up around the orb, but they'll probably get deagles and armor.
Crazy aspect of this. Winner obviously goes through to join Fnatic.
Where does the loser go?
The loser goes nowhere, Henry.
That's just it.
They're just, no, you shall not pass.
This is Robs. He's hunting for that victory single-handedly. Finds 3 kills, challenging everyone, no fear whatsoever, and as expected. That one orb is safe, but not going to fully invest, just sees that in 5-7.
Look, I'll be honest with you, Hank. The loser of this plays big. That's how it's going to work.
That makes sense. Well, there we go. Another quick round towards A. And it looks like it's confirmed. What a shot that is from Oscar. Obliterates Naf there, and Taco looking for the 1-deags. Not going to get anything. Oscar's very quick today. That's going to be his 7th frag. It's actually Sticko at the very top with 9. No one really fragging on the Team Liquid side, and that's a problem. This is considered a CT side map and haven't really turned up at all so far. As we take their first tactical timeout, they don't have the double orb setup this time, but the scope of Nitro is coming forth. Limited utility, so still not exactly financially secure just yet. Do they want to change things up? Do they want to try and get aggressive here? They want to hunt for that first pick. They're being very static right now, and it's mousesports dictating the pace every single round. They're either going slow in their default or rushing that A side, and right now Team Liquid can't adjust to what they're being presented with each and every single round. Here's Oscar with the AWP, just hitting absolutely everything. No problem at all. That was Nafly with the orb, and that was round over, really. At that point, Taco, all he could do is rotate from B. And at this stage, you're in a really tough spot. With Liquid, what do? Do you try and adjust and stack A bit more? Because you know mousesports, they're going to change things up and go towards B potentially at this point. As they know, you're just changing things up. There's the reason you've caused a pause, right? So you've got to change. That's why you call the pauses. So they're using that information. This is perfect for mousesports. Look at this. They've got 3 players in the B apartments. They're going to go on the other side of the map and try and bully the fact that Taco could be alone, which is the case. He is completely isolated, alone in the site. He does not have that secondary orb, which he's so famed for on Mirage B bomb site here. Ooh. Does he get the first? He does, but he needs to stay alive.
He didn't take much damage from that, despite it being an awkward exchange. It looked like almost he was going to go down in that situation, all things considered. Robs is forward of the flames. This won't actually affect him. In fact, if anything, it could lure Taco, fair play, into a false sense of security. He still checks it, good awareness, and finds the kill. Liquid just an outpicked Inferno. That comes up next, but 6-0 start for mousesports on their map is a great way to walk into the series as Oscar walks toward the ladder room, but won't spot the only player that's in that position. Naf was just far enough around the corner. Sunny might be able to spot Naf, though. Surely Naf needs to be aware of this. Now he gets the call that good chance someone's in there. He's unsure of where to look. I kind of see a world where Naf goes down here just because he's unsure. Timing could elude him.
Oh, does Sunny know?
That should, yeah, no. Okay. Ooh, that's not bad. That's what he was waiting for. That's what he was scared of, Naf. And as soon as the Molotov was out, it didn't get thrown, but as soon as it was out, I knew Naf had the first kill, because even if it was thrown, he'd see the trajectory. To follow up with the bottom of connector, that's brilliant. So now we get Liquid on the board, 1-6. 3 AKs carried over and a double op. That's pretty good for a CT side.
Team Liquid have lost to Mouse 5 out of 9 times. I met them on LAN the past 6 months. One of those was a best-of-5 final in ESL1 New York. And a game that was where Liquid
was that
really
series score or map score?
I don't know, just what's played. So I mean, probably just a general overview. So I guess it's a series.
Still though, that's almost 50-50, right? That's pretty good. Or pretty bad, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Depending on your expectations of the team, I guess.
Well, money, as you'd imagine, still reasonably strong for mousesports. It's a clean sweep for Liquid, so they have one more buy in the bag. So the reset isn't as scary as you might assume. 6-1, Liquid, though, do need to find multiple rounds here. Can't give this one up, really. They better buy next round, but it will still be expensive for them. Double up setup once again. This time Taco, as we mentioned, he holds that B bomb site just so he can feel a bit more comfortable in those positions. He can get to one kill, fall back, call for a backup instead of actually holding onto the bomb site with a rifle, which can be problematic as Rops will open things up. He's been so strong so far. That's Nitro going down Elige to defend from jungle.
Right then. Elige back out. Smoke bounced and he removed Sunny. Elige goes back around toward middle as well. Sees the shoulder. Can't find it, but he knows it's there. Is he going to go for it? Okay. That's unfortunate for Elige because he would have thought Sticko actually walked further down catwalk. I thought he was actually going to get ambitious and try and go for the jump toward the fence, which would have been risky. Rops is looking solid as ever toward this A site. We saw that 3-kill entry just a few rounds ago. This time finds yet another, and 2 overall. Somehow stays alive against Naf, but he will go down to Taco as he sits in the open. Oscar just wants to get the bomb planted. Nade, gonna take him down. Actually, Taco got him with the gun. Fair play. I was gonna say, the double nade I thought might have gotten him, but the gun will do.
Solid stuff from Liquid, starting to look lively now. It's been a rough first half for them, but 2 rounds in a row is exactly what they need. I'll say both the AWPs in there. mousesports going for the A splits, managed to get the first kill courtesy of Rops once again, but it's Elige who got the key kill towards the connector, slowed them right down. Twist is able to work from CT spawn and Taka rotating under the AWP. That finished things off there, pincering him from the jungle position and CT spawn. Nothing Oscar could really do as he exits the smoke, and we'll come to the final buy here of mousesports. We said great half, but at this point starting to be squeezed out of the situation. You can see they've got 3 players that can't buy in the next round. Looks like they'll be focusing towards that B side once again. Maybe knowing that Taco has the AWP now, that's where they want to execute towards and remove him from the situation. That would make sense. He throws an incendiary at the start. And now just trying to buy himself some time as he repositions. He'll hold towards the bench.
Oscar with the op. Flash won't do anything to Taco. So he's scoped in. And it's behind the quad position anyway. Did like shot actually. So a shin splint for Chris J. Nitro takes out Oscar, but Chris finds 2. Back in the site with the AK this time, not electing to stick with the Krieg. Bomb will be planted. He'll watch over it. And 6 to turn to 7. Perhaps Elige other ideas with the AUG. Slower firing rate, but still makes it work against Sunny. It's 3-on-3. Molotov will extinguish. That's not going to actually do much to slow Elige down because the other 2 still had to get toward the checker room anyway. That's a quick shot from Rops. No sooner did he peek than he was gone, and they're going to back off. The other 2 trying to save their weapons.
Well, that's all they really can do at this point, mousesports. As we said, focusing towards that B side, considering they knew it was just that AWP holding towards the sites. going to be weak in some particular aspects. Get the smokes down, the flashes through, but Taco actually was a bit unlucky. He hits the first shot, but was holding such a narrow angle. Just flips the wing of Chris J as he came through it, and this is Chris is reacting so fast on the B side. Oh my goodness, the second kill especially. Absolutely fantastic work. As Warwick mousesports picking up another round, they go 7-2 here. Mirage is considered their best map, especially on that CT side. Double up combo that the analysts are pointing out will be courtesy of Chris J and Oscar. Chris J towards short, normally Oscar and CT spawn. Very difficult to shut down. Oscar is absolutely frightening when he gets in the zone. Chris J isn't bad either on short. A bit of a specialist position for him. Faster pace once again. Sunny wants to force the issue towards short here. Oh my goodness, what a shot that is. Takes down Nafly as Liquid scramble things together. They'll pull a frag back, but it's one of the M4's gone. It's the FAMAS to save the day.
Nitro. Ooh, it's Oscar that's actually got him down. Watch out, Chris. Elige above with that. Og once more, nearly got another one through the smoke, but backs away. 20 HP left on both he and Sticko. As Rob sits inside of the palace, and he is looking pretty good this game. There's a look at it. There's how good he's looking.
It's not bad at all.
10-6, 10-3 for Sticko. He's barely died.
Yeah, it's true. Well then.
I like that scoreboard switch over. Give us all the percentages.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too sophisticated and beyond my level of intellect, but it's cool nonetheless.
Cool numbers.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
We'll leave the bomb and spawn for a collection from Ropstead. Taco is trying to get a bit of intel here. He'll get information to sense that no one's towards top or middle at least, but that does mean the B side is completely open now. And if they do walk in there, that's a bit of a nightmare on the timings.
Oh, Taco.
It's still fun as Elige can rotate in.
He can't.
He's there in
It just
time.
would have been amazing if he went toward the apartments, right?
Yeah, he's going to check out A, so he's actually really far away. As Elige has to be careful. One bullet from an AK, he's going down. He can't really challenge and defend this plant.
Elige down immediately. Bomb planted and Liquid again off the site and in the wrong position. Sticko's already ready for an easy shot on Taco and Twist. Good luck.
Yeah, that's going to be the nightmare situation now for Liquid. Great couple of rounds, successful in keeping 5 players alive in the first, and then the second was clean as well, but this has left them in a stage where they'll definitely be eager going forwards. $1,900 per player coming into the bank accounts. You see the money really not ideal. Twist will save his M4 by the looks of things, but he has got players coming in the direction. Nice shot to get the first. Needs to try and do damage here and take them all down. This isn't bad. He actually gets 2. Those are very, very important kills. So mousesports definitely still can buy going forward, but oh wow, Twists. I think he wanted to get the AWP, but Rops was just waiting there for him. Intelligent play. Takes him down 8-2. Means they don't really have anything to work with here. If he saved the M4, I said his kills were really valuable. The fact he doesn't have the rifle now for this round really takes him out of the running for this particular round, which is a number 11. So counter-terrorist with the timeout. Team Liquid, that's their second. Not going to force here. It has to be the eco ready. Taka's got a deagle. Twist on the CZ. What can you really do with these rounds? You can stack B. You can push middle. Maybe send 2 players underpass. Probe towards the Palace position. Stack B seems to be quite a common one these days. We'll see which way Team Liquid are inclined here. Zeus just trying to keep their heads in the game. It's getting to the point almost of no return here. You lose double digits on the CT side of Mirage. It's going to be a very difficult comeback.
Yeah, not the game, not the start certainly that they would have wanted. So we'll see how they recover. I'm going to sneeze. Henry, it's all you.
Thank you so much. Just to know, mousesports are the ones that picked Mirage. Liquid picked Inferno, which is next, and Nuke to decide. Nice little map pool here. Good to see Nuke sneaking into the end. And there's the B stack, as you mentioned. There are only a few options. So 4 players head towards the B bomb site. It would just be Twist who is holding a CD spawn. And there are some teams that are saying, you know what, we can always just save, just deny them any sort of kill reward here. But it looks like Liquid at least have a little look around, and Oscar, he will as well. He'll be taken down by the Deagle. Luckily, he only had the Mac 10 there, as this still could fall apart, you know. I think Sunny's getting a little bit too aggressive. Doesn't have to push towards CT spawn at all, and he'll go down. They are being a little bit sloppy here, mousesports, but it's very good from Team Liquid.
He's back up to the stairs. Not going to be able to spot at a firebox immediately. Watch for Chris J as well, because he sits in sandwich, and I would actually love a sandwich right now. Declan, sandwich. Chris J. He's got the meat and the potatoes. And the gravy? That's Rob's. He's got it instead. Tonko's going to try and pull this back, but looking down from above. Easy shot for Chris on the AK. Came to a one-on-one. Would have been enough time, actually, if there was a kit available, but I don't know if there was one inside of the site. Didn't catch that because at this point it's 9-2, and Liquid is struggling tremendously. We go to Inferno next, but even still, between these two teams, that can go either way. And the way that it's going right now, I would favor mousesports.
9-2. There is another buy available. That was touch and go round for mousesports. They'll certainly be kept on a modest leash. So they could have just smoked off spawn, left it alone. Don't have to hunt for those kills. You know they've got pistols, but still they win the round. Maybe even this one as well. There's no kits once again. Single orb set up, and it's going to be the execution off the bat here from mousesports. You'll see smokes towards CT spawn, but not in time. Nitro actually catches Chris J out of position, trying to get forward there before the smoke bloomed. Cost him his life. But still, the danger man, Rops, is alive and kicking towards that Palace position. He has been so good with the AK so far. Flash towards spawn. He might swing out in a second and look for the first frag. But they've got a plan out of this. You know, this is how the pistol began as well. And this is where mousesports picked that up. So 5-4 retake, not a foregone conclusion. 2 Molotovs available for the terrorist forces. And Sunny, he's patrolling middle.
Sticko already out in the site. With the Molotov thrown means that he can get a little more aggressive to look for that information. Rops is the prince, as he's been in the Palace all game. Sunny to take out Naf, and another round looking like it's going to just go by the wayside. Now I say that, it's still a 3-on-3. Chance they can get on this, but they've got to get it on it now because they don't have kits. So they've got to run.
Yep.
It's just not going well, Hank.
Oh, God, insult to injury there. Twist goes down as well, and you're right, the fact they had no kits, even though they had the man advantage, just left them in an unwinnable situation. mousesports do find double digits early on here on the T side of Mirage. It's 10-2. The orb saved, the orb up, they're going to have to buy into this one whatever they can. They need rounds, so they can't really have the luxury of another eco. So MP9 for Taco. Nitro will drop another FAMAS. That's going to be in the hands of Naf. So the buy is not too bad. Certainly not ideal, but this time they have kits and pretty decent utility. At this point, any extra rounds mousesports get is an absolute bonus. Such a good half for them so far. You can see why they're considered so deadly on Mirage. Round 13, Liquid rolling over at this point.
Elige will hang out in middle at the ladder. 10-2, I wouldn't have. Ryan Hart, the man, the myth, the legend, asked me today, who do you have in the finals against Astralis? Bit of a foregone one on that, but I said Liquid.
Well, Liquid are the masters getting the finals. They just don't really have many trophies. That's the problem with that team.
That's
so highly
true.
rated, so good at getting deep in tournaments, just seem to fall at the final hurdle. New York was a prime example. 4th map, 13-4 up against mousesports. It was locked in. It was their victory. And they just fell apart. They couldn't hold on to it. Lost the series overall. I think probably the most gutting defeat in most of their careers. But always bouncing back. Always in the conversation for the trophy. Just haven't really been able to lift one recently.
Twist takes out Sunny. Sticko's going to take Twist down. I think they're due for one. You're right, but it's not.
Was Summit last season their last trophy? I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably their only one.
Yep.
As an organization. Molotov will force Sticko out. That's by design. He goes fighting. He knew exactly what it meant. That they would be at CT stairs watching him, waiting for him to run from the flames. And nearly made it work. Damage is significant. They can still pull this off, but the bomb on the safe side of the boxes means that they can't immediately deny that it fused. But oh my goodness, Rops, he can run it in. Elige knows now he's got to get off of it. Does find the shot. And there will be enough time. With 10 seconds, he'll still get it done. It'll go 10-3. Thankfully for Liquid. My God, that was close.
That couldn't have been closer, but you can see money limited for mousesports considering how close these rounds have been. There's been like 3 1v1s in the last 5 rounds. Liquid pick it up, but Rops certainly sent out a deadly message towards the end of the round. If you're mousesports, you have to buy here. You wouldn't EQ after the last round, surely. You know you can win this, and you're going to break them down, and they'll have nothing for that final round. So I'd expect the full purchase here. We're going to see AKs, 1 Galil, And maybe more of a set-piece mentality at this point, considering they just don't have the AWP. Sunny's with no utility whatsoever to try and use the basic smokes and stuff they have as the Lee's trying to get aggressive towards middle. The flashbang's good, the smoke's better. You can see how that's so suffocating for the T's. Not really much they can do now as Chris J tries to navigate through. He knows his position's been compromised, but middle is actually theirs. So the CT has cost him a lot. Didn't actually get a whole bunch done.
Mid presence already established essentially for free. Liquid has yet to win this position of the map at all. Can Elise do anything with smokes to aid his position? Not really, because gap in it. He's aware. Chris goes up in connector. Twist. Don't know why I said his name, because it didn't go to him anyway. Elise got the kill instead. I thought he was going to have to swing out, Henry.
Well, this is looking good once again. Liquid have been great at getting this opening kill. It's converting the round has been the problem. Sunny, oh my goodness, he can hear them boosting on the other side. He's found 2 kills. Twist! He'll get 1 before he goes down, and it actually keeps the round alive, but maybe not for long. Taco now, MP9. Liquid really are fighting against the finances here. It goes into the last round, and that's all about Sunny. What an amazing push that was. It almost fell apart, but he holds strong. Look at this. It could have actually turned into a 180.
Oh.
Look at this. He actually missed the shot, and I don't know how he survived, but Twist must have been above his head.
I like how he stopped for a minute and was like, hey guys, look what I got. Look what I found.
They got pistols only.
Yeah, this is unbelievably poor start from Liquid, I have to say. I mean, they can't get any map control. Everywhere they go, they're getting wrecked.
The problem is, though, the rounds, like, if you look at them on round-by-round basis, they've actually come down to 1v1 so many times. All it took is one of those to go in their favor.
You're right, fair play, and then the economy breaks. I just think they haven't been putting enough pressure on mid. They haven't actually been aggressive on A, and although I say that and they do it with pistols, they get wrecked by Chris yet again. Second time he's mowed them down in that position. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the Liquid that we know. The Liquid who was very smart and clever in New York to get to the final. That was smart and clever in the major to get to the semi. But mind you, in the semi, that was similar to this, where Astralis was 1 step ahead the whole time. Rops.
Hello.
That's Elige, 1 step ahead.
It's going to be 12-3 on the T side of Mirage. That's unprecedented. 1 kill for Taco. He takes 54 damage though, so not exactly feeling the strongest right now, and neither's Naf. He'll go down, they know exactly where Taco is.
Just want to point out, Jeffy's in chat says that's why you shoot the person on top first. Actually, no, you always shoot the person on the bottom, because then the person on top loses their aim as they're falling, and you get a chance to line that up as well.
Exactly. That's true, Matthew. And it's also going to be half-time. It means we'll get a quick break and see if Team Liquid can bring this one back. I'm not so sure. You'll have to come back and find out.
We get back to it with Mouse Sports at 12, Liquid at 3. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that expression, Henry. It says it all.
They've had a couple of minutes to stew over it in the halftime break, and I'm sure they're feeling a little bit dejected right now. It's never over till we reach round number 16, but the fact they got 12 rounds on their T side, it feels like a death sentence to me, but we will see. We get into round number 1 of the second half. I think you all know at this point it's a must-win for Team Liquid. mousesports pick this one up. We could be going on to Inferno very quickly.
Shots out from mid. Oscar trying to fire into the smoke with the USPS. Or should I say USP-S? Oof. Yeah, oof is right. It's a tough one. It's English. Nitro out toward the connector. Elige already pushing through. He's got toward the window. No one's there. Vent's clearly blown out. Chris does what I prefer. Don't go through that vent when you don't control the other side of it. You're just asking for it. Nice shot, Nitro. Good shot, Rops.
Yeah, still a 3-on-3 here. Oh my goodness, Chris J. He has just become a beast recently with the pistols. Yep. It's like unbelievable how crazy he is with that particular weapon. But Taco going one step further, it seems. He might secure the round there and then. It's Sticko struggling to stay alive at this point as he'll desperately try and do damage towards Taco. It looks like he'll be done for here. Not the best finish there for mousesports, but Team Liquid will find the pistol. 2 players survive, and presumably we'll see the rifles in the third for mousesports. No reason to buy up in this one. But it will be a lifeline for Team Liquid here. MP5s, AKs coming out. You imagine 3 rifles and 2 SMGs would be ideal. They've actually only got the 1. So they have a clean round here. They're going to struggle in that first gun round. We'll see how this one goes first, though. Not really much invested by mousesports whatsoever. Just that P250. Liquid a chance to wake up here as the mid-rush comes through. Oh, God, he spots a few of them. That's Naf. With the MP5, he should go through these players like a hot knife through butter, but he's going to be traded out.
So Liquid with a pistol, but they lose one toward top mid early. Oscar manages to get the MP5. Good play from him. Great trade from Sticker as well as mousesports looks menacing yet again. Oscar finds the leash as he continued the push. MP5 working well in his hands. They've got the man advantage. This is not what Liquid need at all. We've only played 16 rounds. We've got 12 already from mousesports. Taco, good read to go to window. Does cut them off as they jump through.
Oof. Okay, well, this has been expensive for them. They lose another frag here. They're going to be feeling a little bit out of their depth for the next round, but 3 go down, but still mousesports now with extra cash. They could even bring out the AWP and Oscar if they wanted to, which they will. So, second half really begins here. Can they hold on? Mac 10 purchase for Twists. There's a Krieg for Elige. A couple of AKs coming forward as well. If they do lose this round, it'll be 13-5 and they'll have no money left considering how badly that round went. It's kind of odd, isn't it? We're seeing that round, the full eco round. It seems to be more often than not. It's like 2 or 3 kills coming in.
Yep.
And I don't really have an explanation for that. It's a pretty standard anti-eco round, but still it seems a struggle.
That one, I mean, that was a push, and
yeah.
they traded it. I guess it's just because people are being really aggressive and unorthodox in those situations. I don't know. It's worth looking into. That's a smart play. Molotov down, had to throw the smoke. Smoke got a gap. Nitro holds the angle. Sonny's dead. In that order. As the nade gets dropped off catwalk, hoping the Twist would be out a little bit further. He's not. That will confirm there is someone in that position being catwalk. But Sticko's elected to back off, knowing that he's given himself away, and he's already lost 1 toward mid, so they can't afford to be overly aggressive there. In fact, they're going to play retake B at this point.
And that's fine. If they go B, let them have the round. If they come A, we've got 4 players there. We'll battle 2 for nail. But at this point, it does look like a B attack, and that could be the round in itself. For reasons we just explained, the bomb starts to make its way towards that side of the map. mousesports, knowing their money is going to be very weak, we'll just allow this one to slip by the wayside by the looks of things. Sticko not even investigating the B area at all. Bomb planted, that is actually a round. It's a weird one, but this is all about the finances. mousesports don't want to risk giving this one up. They won't even go for this retake. They'll stay and just hold up for exits here.
So, Sonny down, 9 gonna live. Did you see some of the comments yesterday on the Zippix 1v5?
I didn't.
Someone said that he unlocked the Pacifist Award.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Just didn't go for any frags. Just
defuse the bomb.
Guys, I don't want to hurt you. I just want to outbrain you.
He certainly did.
That was such an epic way to finish it as well. Just before you thought like, oh, they're probably going to come back for like 3 or 4 rounds, then lose. Just like, nope, we're done. 1 on 5. Full defuse, why not? Clutch Minister. Standing by. No problem whatsoever. But 12-6, remember, there is another bye here for mousesports, but the gap is actually starting to close. It's going to be 3-0 now for Team Liquid on their T side. No tactical time off what I can see. There's an MP7 dropped for Sunny. He'll be using that. 7 frags for NAF, quite a game by his standards. Everyone posted past double digits on the mousesports side.
So fast play toward B. We haven't seen a lot of this yet. 1 player drops to underpass. I take that back. Excuse me, 2 are going to go that direction. So Nitro already down there. Has Elige with him. Taco's going to hold up. Bomb's still inside of the apartments. Keep that in mind as well. Boost, Sunny. Is he ready for this? They're not going to go all the way through the window. He certainly is ready now. Gun drawn. But he can jump in at any time, Elige. He no longer needs the boosting player. And he could try to catch them off. Smart Molotov, actually. That forces him off because he could have run back through the window and tried to chase that kill and then control the rotations. Now they almost have to regroup just on the fact that they couldn't get him in there. And they'll do that. I did see a putty cat.
Back they go, all 5 players. mousesports waiting to post their first round in the second, but Liquid look confident now. The MAC-10 twists, it's got 4 unarmored heads to mow through, so that's actually great. That MAC-10 is very viable in this particular round. We'll have a look as to where the AWP is positioned. It's actually going to be Oscar in the B bomb site. Chris J and Robs isolated in A. I don't think they have much of a chance. They don't have the manpower to challenge this. Chris J tucked in the corner. He'll get the first, but surely the information will be given to the teammates there. It's up to Robs to try and really bring this round in their favor, but almost no chance now. Sunny has to try and deny the plant. He does not do that successfully.
Wow, 1 HP. Nitro got away with that. He could have easily found the kill. He certainly is going down. Played for information pretty much at that point, knowing that he was kind of out of the fight. They need to post-plant structure. Naf gets 2, but Oscar finds him again. Although, he's out of there. No kits. AWP to retake. Elige Taco still up. That's going to be another round. 12-7. This is starting to get there. Starting to turn down for what?
It's certainly warming up. Liquid showing that they are tenacious as ever. 4 kills for Nafly, just as I called him out as well. Always seems to be the way. But that's more like it from him. That's what we expect from someone his caliber. Races right up to the second in the score charts in his team. Money looking very comfortable for the Liquid boys. But there is another buy for mousesports here. But that lead is slowly but surely dissipating as you see Chris J get that first, but he was done for. You could see that build up. Chris J had no backup from his teammates. His other compadre was actually towards jungle. So alone on the bomb site in that sort of angle, you're not really going to find multiple kills. They check it, he gets 1, traded out, round over. Double AWP setup though, this is what the analysts were looking for. Chris J normally positioned towards short, very good at getting the first pick. Sendry will push Nitro forward, but lives to tell the tale. Sticko, new in the team, back on the B bomb site, and he'll go down very quickly. This is another round for Liquid. They're looking deadly right now. It's another save, has to be. Double AWPs and retake, not going to happen. So that's quite well read, because the double AWPs, everyone knows where they play them. It'll be towards short, CT spawn. If you can get in towards B quickly like that, especially you can catch Sticko with his trousers down, you can get the quick plant, and there's nothing mousesports can do about it. Liquid looking way more in control here. T side seems to be paying dividends for both teams. It's now going to be 5-0, so maximum loss bonus.
It has happened, Hank.
Oh, MIBR gone?
They're gone.
That's not good, is it? 0-5 at last, and now going out in the group stages here. Really far from ideal. Wow. Against opposition, they should be taking down as well.
That's going to ruffle some feathers.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely going to... there'll be a call to action on that one. Wow. That's... Yeah. MIBR in probably the biggest slump, I guess you could call it, or darkest spot they've been in as a core. This is not at all what they're used to. Nonetheless, we've still got a game here, 12-8, 4 rounds between them. It's been all Liquid in the second half. as they started out 12-3, 5 in a row, therefore. Maximum loss bonus does therefore yield the double op setup, and Chris naturally is your double opper.
Smoke down, trying to challenge this fast push once again. You can see the pace really has picked up for Team Liquid. What a weird smoke down towards shore. I don't even know how that's happened, but it will be Sunny to exploit it by the looks of things. He's got multiple kills through it. I'm almost certain that smoke shouldn't be there. But if it's to stop the boost, that's quite cool at the same time. It's Naf trying to bring this round back in their favor. Molotov towards CT. Does flush one of them out. I believe that was Rops, but couldn't find the follow-up shot as he jumps out of contention there. 3 players remaining for Liquid. Get ahead towards the A side. No smoke for spawn, and they've lost the head of Twists. HG's available. They'll deploy those, and Lige actually hits a wonderful shot with the Krieg. Still a fighting chance here as they have a minute on the clock and trying to plant right now.
Good shot. Naf, I thought for sure he had that lined up. Knew the angle immediately. He goes down, and Rops steps back in. 13 rounds, mousesports, their first of the half. 2 players stay alive. They keep one of the ops. Rops on 20 kills. And good old John Deere is pulling his weight.
I don't know what the whole tractor thing is to stick up. I've seen it in his name on Twitter. I don't know the story behind it, but I'm sure there is one.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
He likes to shovel shit and roll hay.
22.
Get your pitchforks, Twitch chat.
It's going to be a fast A rush from Liquid here. Lige is just barreling in. The flashbangs are good. Rops just panics and throws a decoy on the ground. Looks at things. He's going to spray down. He's done for. Rops is going to drop here. Does a bit of damage, considerable damage actually towards Twist as his dying work. But Sunny's got so much to do here. Liquid really are turning up the heat right now. This is for the reset. And they're going to get it by the looks of things. Just Oscar and Sticker remaining. Sticker will do whatever he can here. Gets one nice shot towards the A ramp. But surely there's no access point for this round. It looks like it's done for.
Further smoke toward the jungle position. Flash over top towards CT for Naf. That'll allow him to get a little bit deeper. Wants to plant open side of the box. Twist still in shadow will be the immediate defense towards CT. Save already because there's no money. This is a good look at our scoreboard. 18 for Sticko, not bad. Rops on 20. Pretty even across both teams. It's the high side that changes. Rops and Sticko being that far ahead of anyone else.
I'm really enjoying what Team Liquid are bringing to the table here. They've just thrown caution to the wind by the looks of things. We're seeing a lot more of these strategies where teams will just go around as a 5-man unit, have nice quick set pieces they can do to surprise their opponents. Just when they're getting comfortable with the pace of the defaults, Liquid just send players running up that A ramp, flashes over the top, smokes towards spawn, and you can see Robs just wasn't ready for it whatsoever. CT's to the timeout now. That gap has really shrunk. Double digits coming in, and it looks like it has to be another modest round from mousesports. They do save the AWP and the AK. There's enough to buy there. Sticker can drop an M4 or 2 for masses, whichever way they want to do it. That's why they'll have the timeout right now and discuss their options. But they really are quite floundering on the CT side now. 1 round to their name, 6 against them.
Not ideal.
But still, the double AWP setup comes out once again. Haven't really seen a lot of the scoreboard at all so far. Need to see it do a little bit more.
The one round they had it, though, they did win. Keep that in mind, round 5.5. That was the only round they picked up. And it wasn't really the op that did it, to be fair.
Well, here we go, then. Looking for double digits. That will really be indicative as to which way this game is going. mousesports can pick this one up. 14-9. They'll look a lot more comfortable. But they really have not been doing too well on the CT side so far. 12-3 in the first. That's excellent. Oscar not quite fast enough there to hit the shot towards the mid boxes. Normally, you'd expect him to rip off the head there, but it's a very difficult shot. Mid control. At least being started here for Liquid. The smokes towards the windows. Going to make their way towards connector. Oscar knows that's his cue to leave. And they are just going to fall back towards A off that single smoke. What's the play here? 4 players will be likely executing towards the A side of the map. We've got 1 player positioned in B. That's Naf that's looking for any aggressive play from the CTs. Robson, Chris J once again. It's Oscar that goes back towards B. He's being played hard in this half so far. He's nothing to do with the action whatsoever. Chris J is done towards Spawn though, so they still have a snipe on this side of the map. Smokes in, designed to take him out of the equation. Molotov's in as well. Mobs needs to be very careful here. He has the UMP as Chris opens up the fragging.
Mobs somehow finds a gap in that. Molotov below and one above, and it doesn't go all the way across the deck, but it doesn't matter because Elige gets in to find it. Taco, great entrance. And he's looking for one in the smoke. It's Taco that will eventually collect as Elige tried to help out with the Krieg. Still only a one-man advantage. That's about to become two, though. Great position from Naf. Shuts down Oscar coming off the catwalk. That joke works better when we're in New York. We talk about fashion.
Yeah.
Chicago doesn't really have. It's got deep dish pizza.
It has got that. Oof. Well, it's going to be Team Liquid picking up yet another round. That's going to be the money gone as well. mousesports don't have the loss bonus to handle this. The A-bomb site falls apart once again. They went for that mid-control Team Liquid. They got it. Smoked out the AWPers, removed them from the equation, got them actually falling back towards the B-bomb site. Go back, fully execute towards A, trade out the kills, and actually have got a massive bankroll now. Elige on $11,000. Taco, almost 7K as well. And it's a full eco for mousesports. This game has turned on its head. I can't believe it. But there we go. Nitro challenged by the USPs towards middle, but this should be a pretty comfortable round for them. Elige confirms the facts as Taco finds a penultimate frag. Can't get the final one. It's going to be Chris J. Sneaky from the window. Has a very small chance to win this one, but he'll give it his best shot. He's got to deal with the player position in CT spawn right now. Smoke thrown, and he'll get another. Not a bad attempt there in the full eco. 3 kills once again, but it is 13-11 now, and it is going to be anyone's game. 20 kills for Elige. Is there the buy there? There absolutely is. But do they want to go for the double orb setup once again? I'm not sure. So they can.
This is unbelievable turnaround. Things certainly looking worrying now for mousesports. Again, 12-3 at half. They've only collected 1 so far. 2 players staying alive in that one. As we get a look on the scoreboard. That's pretty incredible. mousesports certainly should be running away with this. Great recovery from Liquid. Especially because at the end of the halftime, we saw the player cams, or at least faces of a few players. Nitro specifically looked very dejected. So Chris is going to try and get aggressive. That's over toward B. He might get one as well. Nade thrown. Does he see him? Certainly does. And smartly, he immediately falls back.
Bit of an adjustment there from mousesports. Short hasn't been working out for them. The AWPers have not really had much impact at all, so Chris J decides to be more assertive there. Getting it done. Has to push towards B. It's a risk, but now they've got a 5-on-4. Oscar has been tagged out, but at the same time, it's the exact same amount of damage for Naf. A split coming through. See Taco and Elige is getting ready by the smokes in the connector. Naf and Twist will position themselves at the A ramp, so going to try and pincer in together here, but Oscar, this time, part of the action, ready and waiting.
Taco, aggressive. Ooh, went for the nade. That nearly cost him. I thought the counter peek would come out. It's Elige that goes down to Rops, though. He's still inside of the site. They overlooked him. Chris gets Taco back, so it's not gone as well as they would have hoped. Twist, now the only one left alive. Bomb is down. Middle of the site. He should be able to get that thanks to the smoke that's in place. It's dissipated, and Chris has an angle. 14-11. Have they done just enough? The adjustment pays off.
14-11, you are right. The adjustment looks good, but still so much further to go. They're on the precipice of getting reset once again, but they are one step closer to taking this first map. It's only their second round and a half, but they have a 14-11 lead. 12-3 at half is obviously going to be very beneficial in that respect. Chris J pretty much has to carry the round single-handedly, but great stuff by him. Tactical timeout again from mousesports as they work out how to avoid the reset once more. Really has been a rough half for them. One more buy available for Liquid, and they get the AWP out for Nitro. Have a look at his spawn. What's he got? He's actually got one of the best spawns you can get, so he might go straight up for that mid-pick, or go towards the B apartment and see if he can challenge Sticko, who sometimes likes to push aggressive, or maybe Chris J will give it another go in that spot. The unpause comes in. mousesports do have the option to send rifles towards top of middle, the AWP in the Palace, for example, just to have a complete change of stance. But you do need a bit of resources to actually attempt those. You need to have a buy in the bag, perhaps, to start having that level of confidence. So Nigel, like we said, decent spawn, and he is going to head towards B. Chris J was there before. He's hoping he can beat them there. and hopefully get that first pick. We'll see if that rings true as he does knife out all the way, trying to get some speed off the bunny hop. He's going to be there, Chris J as well, but misses the shot. That was his opportunity. That's the Oscar with the other sniper. So Nitro had the correct idea there. Kill was available, but couldn't find the shot.
I hate that sound of the boards breaking. Not sure what it sounds like, but not wood. Sticko. Giving me some wood right now with that shot on Nitro through the edge of the smoke. He'll hold off to the backside of the apartments as they have to walk in from Cat. That means Sunny needs to get aggressive to walk back out from Kitchen. Nearly got two. That Sticko to return. He was there the whole time. They never got rid of him. They never dealt with it. He nearly gets a reload in as well. Unfortunately, during all of that, from Liquid's side of things, they lost everyone inside of the site. Just got chaotic, as that should have been their round, and it's not. It's 15-11. mousesports recovering.
They certainly are. 15-11, very brawly sort of round there towards the B bomb site. Back and forth. But it will be mousesports comfortable in the end. 23 frags for Chris J, 22 for Rops. They've now got a 4-round buffer to see them through on Mirage here. They'd like to do it right here, right now. Money not really a factor at this point. Round 27. A lot closer than we thought at half. Nitro gets himself in position towards the air ramp. It's actually all 5 players available for this attack towards A. Decent grenade going in towards the side. Rops so good in this position, but Oscar, he's actually going to be there once again. It's Elise that will trade out Sunny. Elise gets tagged up in the process down to 8 HP. No plant yet, but Elise is taking care of that.
Twist backs away. So they might have enough to try and get this to overtime, perhaps. There's not a lot of money left for mousesports, so they'll make a decision early on this, and I'm sure the decision will be conservative given they've got a few rounds to work with. Not money, so let's make that stretch as long as possible. Early enough in this round, still with kits. They go aggressive. Rops goes down. Taco found by Oscar. Is that encouraging enough? Because Chris, he's far forward. It's to a ramp. It might be Chris to hold it off. Naf's on 11, and I think they've done just enough. They have. Diffuse comes through, and mousesports 16-11.
It was a little bit touch and go there in the second half, but mousesports get the job done in a comfortable manner towards the end as well. Fair play to Liquid though, they're always so good at those comebacks. This time it was a little bit too much of a stretch to go the full distance. We finish up at 16-11, but it's still a best of 3, Matt. That was mousesports' pick, and Liquid, after losing 12-3 in the first half, the fact they came back to that sort of position, it's still promising, and they might be able to pick up Inferno, no problem.
With that, we're going to take a break. This best of 3 kicking off. Inferno coming up.